Good morning, students. Yesterday, Economics, Unit 3, Food Security and Nutrition. The continuation of the lesson. Listen here now carefully, students. Agricultural policy in India. After independence, the agriculture was the primary occupation in our country. Primary occupation, agriculture. Secondary occupation, industries. So, primary occupation, agriculture was given more and more importance. Yesterday, on that I told you that the 5-year plans. The 5-year plans, after implementation of the 5-year plans, the agriculture was the main aim of the first 5-year plan. First 5-year plan. The Planning Commission started this agriculture policy in India. The agriculture policy in India, new agriculture policy were announced by central government in 2018. In 2018, central government announced new agriculture policy. According to the new agriculture policy, in Indian production want to develop, increase. Increase the production is the main aim of new agriculture policy. Increase the agricultural production. More and more agricultural farmers were involved in agriculture. Vast area covered in our country for the purpose of agriculture. Many crops can grow in that area, in India particularly, and the increase the agriculture production is the main aim of the new agricultural policy. And also the standard of living. Our Indian people's standard of living is very low. The per capita income also very low in our country. So, the new agricultural policy want to improve the standard of living of all the people. The per capita income also want to increase. So, if the production increase, automatically the standard of living also increase. The per capita income also increased. So, the agriculturally, India was one of the to be developed in future. Note it. India is one of the developing country. Note it. Because of population. Population was very high in our country. So, according to the population, the more and more people were involved in agricultural policy in India. The new agriculture policy, more and more farmers want to involve in agriculture, raising the productivity of inputs. So, the main objective of the new agricultural policy in India are raising the productivity of inputs. If the production want to increase means the farmers want to use fertilizers. Fertilizers are poured on the agricultural field. They want to put the fertilizers. And secondly, manure. More and more manure want to use in that agricultural area. Third one, irrigation. Irrigation facility is necessary for all the farmers because of if the rainfall were disappointed the agriculturists or farmers, the irrigation facility if there means the crops can automatically grow. Otherwise the crops unable to grow. And till harvesting, the irrigation facility is necessary for that area, agricultural area. So inputs, agriculture, irrigation is the main source of agricultural policy. Pesticides. Pesticides were used by the farmers for killing of insects. The plant want to grow well now. That's why the pesticides were used in the agricultural field. And raising of value added character. The value added character, raising the value added. The farmers involved in agriculture in the area, small area, they wanted to use the high yielding variety of seeds. High yielding HYV. High yielding variety of seeds were used in that area, and they wanted to produce more and more goods and services, particularly the agriculture products. When the harvesting, at that time, the high yielding variety seeds were sown in that area, agriculture area. During the harvesting time, it grown well. The yielding is more and more yielding were given in that particular area, agriculture area. So, value want to add in that particular hectare. Small area, the farmers involved in small area, and production, they expected to more and more. That's why the value want to increase. After harvesting, it goes to market, and value is very, very important. The value is added in that particular agricultural products. Protesting the interest of poor farmers. According to the poor farmers' interest, they wanted to involve in agriculture. The intermediaries is there. Intermediaries, to avoid the intermediaries is very, very important for the agricultural field. The protesting, the agricultural farmers wanted to protest. The interest of the farmers is main importance were given to the farmers noted. Modernizing agricultural sector. After independence, there are traditional agriculture method were used by the farmers. Traditional agriculture method. During that time, manual laborers only involved in agriculture. Manual labor. All the goods and services are man-made goods. There is no technological development during that time. Now, modernizing agriculture sector. Nowadays, the technologically developed in our country. Nowadays, latest technological equipments were used by the farmers. Like tractors like that. 100 people work done by one tractor within a short period. So, the modern technology were used nowadays. Science and technology were developed in nowadays. So, the latest methods, technological methods were used by the farmers, and for the purpose of development of production, increase the production. Increase the production purpose, the modern technology were used nowadays. So, the production were increased and sufficient productions goes to market, and all other people receive the sufficient goods and services. Environmental degradation. The farmers involved in agriculture many decades before the decade, they involved in agriculture. Continuously they involved in agriculture. In that agriculture field, they used manure, fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, and pesticides were used in that agriculture area. So the soil condition later the soil condition is infertile. Infertile soil were the soil depletion where occurs. In that soil not having the fertility because of chemical fertilizers continuously used in that field. So environmental degradation will occur in that area. Not able to grow the productions in that particular area. So the new agriculture policy want to eradicate the environmental degradation. Eradicate the environmental degradation, and environment want to protect in all areas, and particularly the agricultural area environment want to protect by the government. Nowadays the new agriculture policy insists. So after the environment clean and protect the environment, the production were increased. Next, removing bureaucratic obstacles. The bureaucratic obstacles, the government restrictions were given to the farmers. The farmers main aim wanted to avoid the cooperative sector and the self-help group by the farmers. They wanted to avoid cooperative sectors, self-help groups by the farmers. Why? Because of the government ordered some restriction to the farmers. So farmers wanted to be independent. Independently they involved in agriculture. They wanted to increase the production. That is the main aim of farmers. So removing the bureaucratic obstacles is very, very important. Obstacles prevention is must avoided to the farmers, particularly the government not to involve the aim of the farmers nowadays noted. The new agriculture policy, the freedom were given to the farmers, and they were free independently they wanted to grow the productions nowadays noted. Multi-dimensional nature of poverty. The multi-dimensional nature of poverty is very important one, students, because of the nowadays many people were below poverty line. The multiple price index, the launched by United Nations Development Program and Oxford Poverty Human Development Initiative. They started multiple production of index were started. In this scheme, they wanted to maintain health. The people's health is very, very important. First of all, the farmers' health want to maintain. If the health condition is very good, means they produce more and more goods and services, agricultural goods and services. Then education. Education is very, very important for all the farmers to know about the how to agriculture in that area and what are the benefits of the agriculture. Living standard of people. Our country's farmers' living standard of people is very low in condition. So government implemented many schemes and they wanted to increase the living standard of people of all the farmers. The per capita income also want to increase in our country. The per capita income is very low in our country, all the people. So they wanted to increase the per capita income. Freed from the violence. Nowadays, the many people were freed from the violence in that agricultural field. The market, when the after harvesting, the farmers take the goods and services into market. At that time, the violence will occur in that particular area. So, in that freed from violence is strictly prohibited nowadays. Noted, students. Now, once again, I am going to recall now. Listen here carefully. Agricultural policy in India. New agricultural policy announced by the central government in 2018. In that main aim of new agriculture policy, increase the agriculture production and living standard of people is very, very important. The increase the living standard of people, rising the productivity of inputs. Nowadays, the people particularly farmers involved in agriculture, they used fertilizers, manure, irrigation and pesticides and high yielding variety of seeds. These are all used in the agriculture field. The main aim what? To raising the productivity. They're raising the productivity purpose. They used more and more inputs like that. Inputs. Fertilizers, manure, irrigation facilities and pesticides and a high yielding variety of seeds. Rising the value added per hectare. The value is very, very important. The value added per hectare, small area, the farmers involved in agriculture and they wanted to increase the production is the main aim. So, the value added per hectare is very, very important. High yielding variety of seeds were used for the farmers and increase the productions in that particular value added per hectare. Note it. Protesting the interest of the poor farmers. The poor farmer interest is very, very important. They avoid the intermediaries. Intermediaries is strictly prohibited. Then only the farmers independently they involved in agriculture and increase the yields. When the harvesting time, they increase the yield is the main. Protesting the interest of farmers is very, very important. Modernizing agricultural sector. Nowadays, in the ancient period, farmers involved in manual work, and after that, the latest technological equipment were came. Nowadays, the modernizing agricultural technology were used by the farmers, and science and technology were developed. With the help of technology, science and technology, nowadays they increase the productions. After that, new agricultural policy, they increased the production nowadays because they used the latest technological equipments were used nowadays. Noting. Next, environmental degradation. Environmental degradation is very, very important. If the environmental degradation is the production not able to increase. So, new agriculture policy insists that the environmental degradation must be avoided. Strictly prohibited the degradation of the environment. The environmental clean is very, very important. Particularly in the agriculture field, the environmental protection is very, very important and crops also protected in that particular area. Removing bureaucratic obstacles. Nowadays the government policy what they wanted to strictly order the farmers. This was not liked by the farmers and they were farmers needed for cooperative sectors and self-help groups strictly prohibited the farmers independence. So, independently they want to work. So, the strictly removing the bureaucratic obstacles is very, very important. Note it. Bureaucratic means government orders want to prohibit to the farmers. Note it. Independently they involved in agriculture and yield will increase, production will increase. Next, multi-dimensional nature of poverty. In India, multi-dimensional nature of poverty was very, very important. Many people were living in below poverty line. This is launched by UN, United Nations Development Program and Oxford Poverty Human Development Initiative in 2010. It was started. The main aim of this one, multi-dimensional nature of poverty, main aim what health want to protect and education want to given to all the people. The living standard of people want to increase, standard of living want to increase all the people. Per capita income want to develop and strictly prohibited the threat from the violence noted. Okay then, see you tomorrow students.